You put on your premium headphones, cue up a relaxing playlist, and get to work. But after an hour or two, a subtle tension creeps in. You feel a heavy, unexplainable brain fog. You might blame it on staring at a screen all day, or maybe the genre of music you picked. But the actual cause of that fatigue is baked directly into the audio files themselves. This diagram shows two contrasting audio waveforms. Notice the tight, highly dense, and erratic wave on the left. That is 440 Hz, the tuning standard that governs almost every track on modern streaming platforms and radio today. That 440 Hz number is not a scientific ideal. It is the result of a 200-year-old mistake known as pitch inflation. This mismatch means the audio we use to wind down is actually vibrating at a frequency originally intended to project, pierce, and demand attention. Go back to Europe before the 1800s. There was no universal rule for tuning an instrument. Composers like Mozart and Beethoven wrote their symphonies using tools exactly like this antique tuning fork. They pitched their strings significantly lower, usually between 422 and 430 Hz. At those lower frequencies, a cello or a piano produces a sound that is round, warm, and rich with natural resonance. Then the Industrial Revolution arrived. Cities grew, audiences swelled, and concert halls were rapidly expanded to pack more people inside. Look at the scale of a 19th century orchestra. Musicians were suddenly struggling to project the sound of unamplified string instruments all the way to the back rows of these cavernous new spaces. To solve this volume problem, players figured out a simple acoustic trick. By pulling the strings a little tighter and raising the pitch of their instruments, the sound became sharper and more piercing. Competing orchestras started driving their tuning higher and higher to outshine each other. They crept from 430 to 435, eventually pushing past 440 Hz. They secured the brilliant, stadium-filling volume they wanted, but they sacrificed the relaxing warmth of the original music to get it. The Italian opera composer Giuseppe Verdi fiercely opposed this runaway pitch inflation. He watched singers destroy their vocal cords trying to hit these elevated notes. He petitioned the government to establish a legal anchor for musical tuning at exactly 432 Hz. This diagram visualizes the mathematical logic behind what Verdi called scientific pitch. Setting the A note to 432 Hz aligns the musical scale so perfectly that middle C sits at exactly 256 Hz, a clean, mathematically symmetrical power of 2. Verdi's scientific pitch lost. At a pivotal international conference in London in 1939, the musical world permanently standardized A at 440 Hz. That number was chosen to accommodate the technical limits of early electronic synthesizers and to make it easier for broadcasting equipment to share audio across borders. The universal tuning standard we listen to today was optimized for the efficiency of machines and industrial collaboration, rather than the nuances of human biology. Modern psychoacoustic research gives us a clear picture of how these frequencies actually interact with our nervous system. This chart tracks clinical data on the body's stress response. When subjected to denser 440 Hz waves, listeners show a distinct spike in cortisol and heightened alertness. At 432 Hz, the lower frequency triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, measurably lowering average heart rates. We are playing a loud 19th century stadium standard directly into our ears through intimate, noise-canceling headphones. Our digital habits are still tethered to a legacy standard prioritizing industrial projection over biological rest. That is the specific problem Retune 432 radio was built to solve. It acts as an acoustic restoration tool to reverse 2 centuries of pitch inflation. Under the hood, it uses a native floating-point digital signal processing engine. It intercepts audio streams and mathematically shifts the pitch in real time. The algorithm instantly converts thousands of global radio stations down to a natural 432 Hz without introducing digital artifacts or playback latency. The app itself features an architectural minimalist design, stripping away visual clutter to match the purity of the audio. Experience organic, high-fidelity soundstage depth without spending thousands of dollars on heavy boutique physical preamps. Download Retune 432. Put on your favorite headphones and listen for that subtle, grounding drop in your chest. Give your nervous system the natural resonance it deserves.